Hey guys, Jeffrey Buettner here. In this video, we're going to talk about Zapier. We're going to talk about exactly what Zapier does, and we're going to walk through creating your first Zap in Zapier. Let's get started. So I'm logged into Zapier, but some of you guys are probably thinking, what is Zapier and what exactly does it do? And the best way to describe Zapier is an automation tool. It's kind of a back-end system that'll help two different pieces of software or two different tools talk to each other. And so here I am creating my first Zap, and it kind of gives you a good explanation here. Is basically says, when this thing happens, do this, right? And so you can connect two different tools, and in some cases more than that if you really wanted to, and you can say, hey, when this thing happens in this one tool, do this other thing. And so some good examples here are, if you generate leads with Facebook lead generation ads, you can use Zapier to send those to a spreadsheet or to a CRM. In this example, we're going to do new lines in a spreadsheet, and we're going to send those to Trello. You can go to Zapier.com and you can look at all the different tools that plug into Zapier, but you can do some really unique stuff. But again, in this video, we're just going to do one basic Zap to show exactly how it works and how you get started. And so here we are. The first thing we're going to do is name our Zap. And so in this example, I'm going to connect a Google spreadsheet to Trello, two tools that wouldn't normally talk to each other. And so for the name, I'm just going to say send spreadsheet lines to Trello. You might use this as, let's say you have someone fill out a Google form that hits a Google spreadsheet, and you want those people or leads to hit your Trello board. You want those tasks to hit your Trello board. You could use this Zap for that. The next thing you're going to do, and I've already done it, is you're going to select the trigger event, right, or the trigger app. And in this case, it is Google Spreadsheets or Google Sheets. I've already connected my accounts, and you can see that up here. We've got choose your app and choose your event, new spreadsheet row. We're good to go there. So now what we're going to do is we are going to pick the actual spreadsheet that we're using. And so I'm going to go to this drop down list, and I've created this YouTube video test spreadsheet just as a demo. And so we're going to select that in this drop down. The next thing we need to do is what sheet. This spreadsheet only has one sheet in it, so we're going to be good with that first one, and we're going to go ahead and click OK. Right now, remember, the app we've chosen is Google Sheets, and the trigger event is a new spreadsheet row. Okay, so every time there's a new row in this spreadsheet, it's going to trigger this Zap. Okay, so I'm going to click continue and continue. And again, we've selected our spreadsheet and we've selected the worksheet itself. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to hit continue. Now, the first thing it's going to want to do is find some data. Now, I don't have any data in here, but let's go ahead and start to put some really quickly. I'm going to do first name, last name, email, and phone number. Again, let's just say maybe I keep my database or a list of leads here. And so let's do test trigger. And it said we couldn't find a spreadsheet row. And let's go ahead and actually add some data in here. We're going to go John Smith, jsmith@gmail.com, and a number of 555 555 5555. Okay, and let's test it one more time. And it pulled in just that quickly, right, all of this data with regards to John Smith. It tells me column A is John, column B is Smith, column C is jsmith@gmail, and it's got his phone number. So we have data, and now we can move to the next step. So I'm going to click continue. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to decide what do we want to do with that info. Okay, and in this particular case, I'm going to say let's send it to Trello. So I already have my Trello account connected, but I'm gone in here and I've selected the app Trello. Now we get to decide, okay, every time this happens, do we want it to create a new card in Trello, a new list, a new board, a comment, a label, right? Add a label to a card. You can see here some of the best pieces of software out there today have a ton of these different triggers and a ton of these different kind of hooks that you can play around with in Trello. In this case, we're just going to go ahead and hit create card. And I'm going to select my Trello account and I'm going to hit continue. Okay. So the last thing in here, right, just like we pulled in data from the spreadsheet, we now need to decide where is that going to go. And so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select a Trello board. And let's go ahead and do Christmas lists, right? And we're going to find a column. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select doing, again, just an example here. And now we get to take the data, because we're going to be adding a card to this Trello board. We're going to take the data from that first step and we're going to say, okay, how do we want to use it here, right? So in this particular case, with a Trello card, we have a name of a card and a description. So I might want to come in here and let's say I was adding a lead to Trello. I might want the person's first name and the person's last name listed here. So I can select both of those. Again, it shows me it's from Google Sheets, and we can add them in here as the name. Now we can do other stuff as well. I can actually add some other text. I can say lead from website, and every time this triggers, it's going to pull the first column, the second column, and put a dash lead from website. Lastly, we've got a description. Maybe with my description, I want all of the info in here, right? So I want first name, and I'm going to do the next line, or actually I'm going to keep it up here. Last name, come in here, I'm going to do email, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do phone number, right? And again, we can add some other text in here too. So I can say full name, and I can do email, and I can do phone number. And we have all that data pulling in from the spreadsheet, right? Again, with Trello, we've got a lot of different cool things we can do. We can decide what card position, who's assigned to it, what's the due date, right? Is there a custom label? We're not going to play around with that here today, but again, just be mindful that as you start to play around with Zapier, different tools have different things that you can adjust and change and edit and add to when you create a Zap for that particular thing. So we're going to come in here and we're going to hit continue, and it's going to kind of give us the summary here, send test card to Trello. And so in this particular step, what we would do is, if we were creating this Zap for real, we would say test and review, and we'd come in here and we'd hit test. Now just be mindful that when you hit test, it is actually going to send this data wherever you're sending it, right? So in this particular case, it just sent that info about John Smith to Trello. And I would go and I'd pull up Trello and I would double check and make sure everything is correct. If it's not, we can come in here and we can edit it. But in this case, for this example, we're good to go. And so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hit done editing. And I'm going to turn the Zap on just by clicking this toggle up here in the top right. Okay, this was Zapier. Again, a very basic example and explanation of what Zapier does, how it works, and an introduction to what's possible. We're going to be doing a lot more videos diving into the full kind of breadth of understanding of what is possible with Zapier. Zapier allows for a lot of really cool stuff, and it can really add a good element of automation to either daily tasks you do or automation for your business if you're a small business owner or operator. So thanks again for watching, guys. As always, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.